This is the Ride to Happiness, and it's one of the highest rated roller coasters in the world. It has 2 launches, goes upside down 5 times, and you do the entire thing while spinning. And today I'm gonna ride it to find out if it's actually as good as people say. But first, I decided to warm up by riding the park's other launch coaster, Anubis, which starts with a little turn out of the station and into one of the best launches I've ever experienced, catching me off guard and shooting us up a huge hill, tossing me from my seat as we plummeted back to the ground. We immediately rose up and whipped to the side, stalling out upside down for a second before diving back to the ground, only to rise back up and pop over a little hill, lifting me into the air as we twisted back to the ground. We rose back up into another half loop, holding us somewhat upside down for a little, then dropping to the ground. We rose back up and went through some brakes, which barely slowed us down before we snapped to the side and twisted back down, then rose up over a weird twisting hill that turned into a turn right up next to the ground, rising up and slowly flipping us through a super floaty roll, which took us into the brakes, ending the ride. That was insane. That is one of the most intensely fast-paced coasters I've ever ridden. Though I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't able to pay attention to nothing, because I swear to God, halfway through, a bug flew into my mouth. Oh, this bug gets in my mouth. And that is all that I can think about. After that, I was fully warmed up and ready to ride what might just be the best coaster in the entire world. But unfortunately, when I got to it, it had broken down, meaning I needed to kill some time while I waited for it to open back up. So I went over to the park's wooden coaster, only to see that that was also closed. And seeing as there wasn't a train on the track, it didn't look like it was going to be opening up anytime soon. So instead, I decided to hop on the park's dinosaur log flume. It started with a little drop out of the station, and I was kind of steaming through the jungle, moving way faster than I expected to. I floated past the line, then I went past the first dinos of the ride. After a little bit more floating, I started climbing up the first lift, taking me right next to this huge long neck dino, which is my favorite type of dinosaur. I slowly floated through the volcano, which is where the biggest drop is, but it wasn't time for that yet. Instead, it was time for a smaller drop, sliding down and hitting the water, creating a small and not very wettening splash. It also took me past a huge T-Rex, which I was too busy ducking the splash to see. I continued quickly floating past more line, then I curved around this big water dino and went underneath the land's powered coaster before starting to climb up the second and much longer lift, slowly pulling me to the top of the volcano. Then, after turning around inside of it, it was time to go down the drop, which is hands down the craziest log flume drop I've ever experienced. The first part was okay, going through this awesome T-Rex skull and building up some speed, but the second drop is what made it insane. I hit that second hill with a ton of speed, so I got launched out of my seat, which was terrifying because there was no restraint. Then the boat smacked into the water, creating a big wave and throwing me forwards a good 3 feet. Okay, so that was actually really good. The double drop at the end, I was floating out of my seat, and then I swear to God, I slid 6 feet forwards when we hit the water. It was actually crazy. Unfortunately, Ride to Happiness still hadn't come back up, so I decided to check out the other coaster that was going all around the land and the log flume. How the heck do I say that? Draconis. It starts by kinda launching out of the station with a good bit of speed and twisting to the side, rising back up and hopping over the path a little. We went right past the log flume station, then spiraled to the ground right next to its drop before making our way into the forest, twisting to the side, then twisting the other way and going above the log flume's line. We twisted down, then spiraled back up, went straight and spiraled back down. We went over the path again, then blasted through the station, cause this ride goes around the course twice. I thought the second lap might have a little bit more speed, but unfortunately it felt exactly the same. So on this trip, we've ridden a lot of this style of coaster, if you count it as a coaster, I do. And they all kind of follow the same type of formula, where it's basically just a tour around some sort of area. But I feel like this does it the best, because it doesn't feel like an abridged tour. It actually feels just like a journey around the entire land. And I really like that. Now, throughout the entirety of that coaster, I kept checking Ride to Happiness to see if it had come back up. That coaster is literally the only reason I came to Plopsaland Belgium, but I didn't see it go once, which had me kinda worried. Right after I recorded that though, I finally got a glimpse of Ride to Happiness testing, but it clearly hadn't opened back up yet, and I didn't want to just go stand around the entrance and hold hopes that it would open back up soon, so I decided to walk around the rest of the park while I waited. This park is mainly just a family park, so the kiddie area I walked through was huge and had some decent looking rides, though I didn't really want to wait 45 minutes for the #LikeMe coaster, so I didn't end up riding anything in the land, or at least I didn't intend to ride anything in the land. Right next to Anubis, I found the park's teacups. In my previous video, I rode every single ride at Disneyland Paris, and the teacups there were an embarrassment. They had a brake on them, which meant I could only spin at like a half a mile an hour. I'm not even joking when I say that I could spin faster on a broken swivel chair than I could on that ride. Just like on Disneyland, I mounted my camera to my chest so I could use both hands to spin, and wouldn't you believe it, I was actually able to spin. Now, it was a bit more difficult to spin than some other teacups I've ridden, but with some elbow grease, I was able to get spinning pretty fast. Also, these teacups were beautiful. I know I said the same about the Disneyland one, it's the only positive thing that those teacups have going for it, but these might be even better looking with some gorgeous stained glass above me. Right next to that ride was the entrance to this huge land, which almost looks like the How to Train Your Dragon land at Epic Universe. Unfortunately though, I didn't really have time to explore, and I didn't want to explore anyway because after I got off of the teacups, I saw that Ride to Happiness was finally open, so it was finally time to ride what may be the world's best coaster. I cannot put into words just how excited I am to ride this coaster. I mean this with 100% genuineness. Out of every single coaster on this planet, this is the #1 one that I want to ride. I have gone so out of my way to ride this one coaster. My expectations are unfathomably high to the point where it feels a little bit unfair, but somehow I'm still expecting this thing to exceed them. The line for this coaster was shockingly short. I just walked straight into the station, which is really cool. This ride is themed to Tomorrowland, not the Disneyland, but instead the huge EDM festival that happens every year. At the time, I didn't really know anything about it or really anything EDM related, but this ride kind of sent me down a rabbit hole to the point where I've already been to one EDC and I'm currently wrestling with whether or not I can afford to go to Lost Lands this year. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, the coaster starts off crazy with a roll right out of the station. Now, as I said in the intro, this is not a normal coaster, it's a spinning coaster. So instead of just being hung upside down, I was hung upside down while the car spun sideways, disorienting me within the first like 5 seconds of the ride. What the heck is this? And it was only gonna get crazier from there. The roll took us to the coaster's first launch, where we slowly came to a stop, but I was still spinning, completely rotating around. Then out of nowhere, we launched and simultaneously started spinning like crazy, which is one of the wildest sensations I've ever experienced. I was shoved forwards, then sideways, then back into my seat, all back to back as the train accelerated forwards, then rose up, quickly leveling off while I was facing backwards, catching me off guard and throwing me from my seat with more power than any coaster I've ever ridden. Whoa! What? We slowly turned around above the lake and the train spun to the side, revealing the vertical drop we were about to fall down. It lifted me out of my seat while the train spun sideways, then flipped me backwards at the bottom while I was being shoved back into my seat. We immediately rose back up and into the banana roll. I was spun sideways and somehow the G-forces of the element kept me and the train facing the same way as the track spun around us, eventually flipping me backwards just as we dropped back down. What is happening? I continued to spin as we rose up into a huge loop, holding me upside down for a second, then falling back to the ground, flipping me around and returning me to going straight, just as we flipped through another roll, which suddenly snapped the train to the side halfway through, throwing me from my seat a bit. We twisted above the water, then rose up above the path, giving me just a second to try and process what had just happened. Out of nowhere, we launched again, and midway through that launch, popped over a little hill, violently ejecting me airborne while backwards. Then we rose up and flipped through one of the best inversions on the planet. I was spun sideways, and as the track leveled off, lightly popped into the air. Then we flipped upside down, which, combined with being sideways and out of my seat, felt exactly like doing a backflip, which was made even crazier by the fact that we continued spinning, so the entire time I was also being pinned to the side of the seat. It was insane. I didn't have even a moment to process it though, as we flipped again and dove to the ground, then popped over a little hill, throwing me out of my seat with an unbelievable amount of of force. Of course, all while I continued to spin, so by the end of the hill, I was facing backwards. We quickly twisted around the ride's plaza, spinning me sideways, and I thought the ride was over. But nope, we bounced over another insane hill, ejecting me into the air, then another back-to-back, each throwing me out of my seat with a level of force I've only experienced on like 4 other coasters before. On any other coaster, this would easily be the highlight, but here it's only like the 3rd best part of the ride. It's also, unfortunately, the ending, as the second hill took us into the brakes, stopping the train and the spinning, and finally giving me a second to catch my breath.
I don't even know what to say. Honest to God, I don't know if I've ever ridden a coaster like that before, where I get off and I can't even begin to, like, I don't know what happened. I mean, the twist out of the station, crazy. I mean, I already wasn't entirely sure where I was and what was going on. And then after we launched, it was just, I honest to God, don't think I've ever ridden a coaster that's left me more speechless. Like, not even like I can't begin to formulate words, I can't begin to formulate thoughts. I'm glad there's no line, because I'm gonna need to ride that at least 5 more times.
By the way, this is video 6 of an 11 video long European theme park series, and across every park we visit, I'm putting together an overall top 5, so by the end we'll know what the best rides in Europe are. After my last video, the list looked like this, but of course Ride to Happiness is taking the top spot, and I didn't think anything could beat it, though there still are some big parks coming up, like Phantasialand, Europa Park, Energylandia, and the park I'll be going to in my next video, Efteling, which ended up being one of my favorite parks of the trip. So subscribe to see that when it comes out, and if you enjoyed this video, you should check out this one from Disneyland Paris, home to the worst teacups in the world.